All right, and continuing on in Bereshit chapter 1, we're going to do the second verse. All right, if you remember, the wa sound makes the wow makes the w sound as in W, as in water or woman. And then we have our vocal shower here. Notice I say vocal shower because it depends if it's at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle. And when it's in the middle, that's when you're going to need to remember your short and long vowels. Okay. So we know this is going to be we. We have our hey here that goes as in H as in H in English, ha sound. So this is going to be ha rets. Remember we talked about this word before, which means earth. Here it's saying and the earth. So this letter here at the beginning is your wow, which means and. It's a conjunction wow, which means and. Every time you see this vowel and it's at the beginning of a word, think and or sometimes but. So here and here and here here and also here and. Anytime you see this wow, think and sometime but. This hey here at the beginning is your definite article, which means the. Now this is a little bit different than the wow. Not every time you see it at the front, it means the. You're going to have to learn when it is and when it isn't. Right here, it means the, and right here, it means the. So you could learn easy when it is and when it isn't. But if you want to say the, you need to look out for this hey. And most of the time, it is written like this. You have the hey, you have a patak underneath it, and the first letter, if it's not a guttural, will have a dogish in the middle of it. Okay? And this is what will happen if the letter that comes beside of it is a guttural. The guttural will reject all dagishes, and in doing so, it hits the dogish out of the park and it fell underneath the patak and lengthened it into a long vowel. This is called compensatory lengthening. Okay, so now you know how to spot the and the the the. Ha arets. We ha arets. Next word, we have our hey and our kamats, ha. Then we have our yod and our shawa. Now, it's in the middle. The shawa is in the middle of the word. It's not at the beginning, nor is it at the end. Therefore, it's in the middle. It doesn't have to be directly in the middle per se. But so long as it's not at the beginning nor the end. And as you can see, it's not at the beginning or the end. So now you need to know, is it a vocal shower or is it a silent shower? And how you're going to know is what came before it. If a long vowel came before it, then it's going to be a vocal shower. If a short vowel came before it, then it's going to be a silent shower. And as we can see here, a long vowel came before it. Therefore, it is a vocal shower. So you will pronounce this syllables here as ye. Ha, ye. And then you move on to the next syllable. Aye, tha. But for better pronunciation, I pronounce this as Aitha. It's more easy for me to pronounce it that way more than Hayetha. I kind of pronounce it Aitha because of the Y sound that goes E at the end of the day. So, however you're comfortable with pronouncing it, I'm more comfortable with saying Aitha, and that way I don't need to slow down to say the other word. We have our hey here, that is your H sound as in English, and our long vowel here, which is our kamat. That's your a as in father, ha, and then our yod, which makes the y sound as in yellow, yi, a, ha, yi. Then we'll move on to our tau, which is our T sound in English, but it doesn't have any dot in the middle of it, so it's going to be a TH sound. Our hey here that is at the end, like I said before, every consonant should have a vowel unless it's at the end. Now, the hey, when the hey is at the end of the word, for the most part, it is going to be supporting the vowel. So you're not going to pronounce this hey. It's going to be called a kamat's hey, and therefore you're not going to pronounce it. It's going to be silent. It's going to be supporting this kamat's here. Ha, yi, tha. That's it. Not ha, yi, tha, ha. Right, but ha, yi, tha, and that's it. Next, you have our tau here again, which is our TH sound, and our olam, which is our O class vowel. Remember, these dots are what makes the vowel sound, okay? And these funny looking shaped letters are the consonants. Okay. Now we're moving on to our next syllables of this word. We have our wow here, and then we have a dot to the left of it. Now, what is happening is this wow here is now transforming into a U. Ooh, or double O basically. Ooh, like in school. Okay. So whenever you see that, watch out for that. It's going to be a U. There are exceptions, but I want to get into that right now. So though, and then we have our HU, our double O, who. Though who. Though who. Okay, that's your O class vowel and your U class vowel. Moving on. Remember our wow, if it's at the front of a word, it means and or but. Okay, I'm trying to hurry and finish it under 10 minutes. If not, it's okay. Our and that goes w, and our kamat a, wa. Now, we've been saying b every time we see our bait, but that's only because every time we've been seeing it, it has a dot in the middle. And the dot in the middle means the sound is hard and you should say b as in boy. But what do you do when there's no dot in the middle? You say v as in Victor or van. Okay, it's not hard, it's very easy. V as in Victor. So V-O, vo. Wa, vo, hu. Where they talk about the who sound over here. Wa, vo, hu. Wa, vo, hu. Move on to our next word. We, remember, if the shawa is at the front, it makes an S sound, along with our wow makes our double sound, we. This here, it looks like our hey, and also similar to the tau, but it's a completely different letter sound. And this sound you make in the back of your throat, okay, like the CH sound as in Bach, okay? So it's gonna be sound. I'm not sure if my camera is, if my mic is picking up that sound. It's kind of hard to hear. And your O, ho, ho, we, ho. And there are final syllables. We have our shin here again, followed by our segol, she, and this is our final chaf with a shawa in the middle of it. It's our last letter with a shawa at the end. It's going to be silent. So if the shawa is at the beginning, it's going to be vocal. If the shawa is at the end, it's always going to be silent. Shawa at the beginning, vocal. Shawa at the end, silent. So this final half is just going to go, okay? Similar to the hate, where ho shech, just like that. We choshech, we choshech. And choshech is the word for darkness. All right. Next, we have our ayin, which is a silent letter, a silent guttural letter. Same thing with our aleph is a silent letter. So these letters, these two silent letters, there's only two silent letters in Hebrew. As opposed to English, you don't know when a letter is silent in English. But they tell you straight up, we have two silent letters in Hebrew, our aleph and our ayin. And they're also two gutturals. So this means you're going to focus on the vowel and make the sound that the vowel makes. And this is our patak, or a short A-class vowel, which goes ah. And remember, this is our lamed. L. So easy, al. That's it, al. Moving on, this dash here, don't worry about it. It's just a markave. Don't worry about it. It just means this word is going to be attached to this word. That's it. You say them together as if it's one word. Just like how we have a hyphen in English, okay? Like we say pre this, pre that, and all that other stuff. Next, we have our pay here. Notice there's a dot in the middle. Whenever there's a dot in the middle of this word, is either two things could be happening. Either it will be double in sound or it's going to be hard in sound. And I think my previous videos explain all of that stuff, so you can rewatch to learn more. All right, let's see if we can finish this under 15 minutes. Not much to go. So we have our pay here that goes pu as in Paul, followed by our shawa. It's going to be vocal here. So we're going to say pe. And now we have our noon, followed by our tere that goes a, as if you're smiling or saying, hey, over there. A. This is our tere yud. Notice there's no dot underneath the yud to separate it. So it's going to be supporting the tere. And you're going to get nay. Penne. So the word is going to be pronounced al penne. Al penne. And penne is the face, and al is upon, so upon the face. All right, moving on. We already know our tau, there's no dot, th sound, a, they. We already know our hey, that goes, is our H sound. And this is our olam, but it has the wow there, so it's going to be called a olam wow. Still going to be O sound, O. And our final mem, as in delicious, home, the home, the home. Some people will say te home. They will pronounce the T sound, the hard sound for the tau, but to each his own. It's more TH sound, the home, the home. But if you're struggling with it, it's okay to say te home. I'm pretty sure everybody will know what you're saying. Next word is we. And again, we have our U here, our wow, and a dot to the left of it turns it into a U. This is called a shuruk, but it's a U sound. R-double-O, ooh. We, ooh. And this is where things get interesting, because all this time we've been saying consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. But there's one exception. If there is a chet at the end of a word, or an ayin, which we know is silent, but for the most part, let's focus on the chet. If there's a chet at the end of a word and it has a patak underneath it, we will say the patak first before we say the chet. So what that mean? That means instead of saying we ru cha, we're going to say we ru ach, we ruach, we ru ach. Okay, that's just something to keep an eye on. Ruach. And Ruach is spirit. We already touched on Elohim. So adjust your eyes in seeing some of these words where to talk about our Aleph being silent and our Hatef Segol goes like you're dropping your chin low. Our Lamed, that makes our L sound as in English, followed by our Olam, which makes our O sound, our double O. Our O sound, sorry. So Lo, and we have our Hey, followed by our Hirik Yod, because there is no vowel underneath the Yod. It is here to support this Hirik. Him. Elohim. Okay. Next word, we have our Mem, followed by our vocal Shawa, because it's at the beginning. Me. Ra. Our Chet, followed by our Segol. Che. And now we have our Pei here, but there's no dot in the middle, meaning what? It's going to be pronounced F, as in Frank, an F sound. Faith. 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 Chefet. Mera chefet. Mera chefet. Mera chefet. Okay, moving on. Al, we already talked about that word. Pene, we already talked about al pene up here, so it's the same word. We have our hey here, followed by a patak again. Next, we have one more thing to talk about before we finish off. Is there's a dot in this mem, so you would think there's going to be a double, harden the sound of the mem, but no, you're only going to double the sound of the mem. So think about it that you have 2-letter mem here, and one is going to go with this syllables, and one is going to go with this syllables. So we're going to have ham, ma, yim, hamayim, hamayim, hamayim. Okay, and let's just read through it once again. Verse 2 of Bereshit. We ha aretz ha yi tha tho hu wa vo hu we cho shek al pene the hom we ruach Elohim merachefet al pene hamayim. Okay, we haaretz aitha thohu wavohu we choshek al pene thehom we ruach Elohim merachefet al pene hamayim we haaretz aitha tohu wavohu we choshek al pene thehom we ruach Elohim merachefet al pene hamayim. Okay. Yeah, it went a little bit longer, but there was a lot more to explain. Okay. Shalom, shalom.